You can't have a good action anime without having good fight scenes, and a good fight scene tends to have a strong enemy that may seem stronger than the main character. But if Dragon Ball has taught us anything, it's that power levels mean nothing in anime. Even if an enemy happens to be the strongest thing in the universe, there's always a good chance that they will lose to the main character. But just because it happens so much, it doesn't mean it won't get your blood pumping every time they power up and beat the odds. So in this video, we're going to list off some of the most memorable moments where anime characters surpass their limits. But before that, be sure to subscribe to the channel and press that bell icon and set us all to be notified about all our latest new videos. Coming in at number 10 is ASTA, Black Clover. Now, we could just talk about when ASTA gained his anti-magic demon form, but there was a cooler moment that happened much earlier in the anime during possibly the coolest fight in the entire show, the Veto fight. ASTA didn't use any special powers like his demon form or any cliché plot devices, but he did showcase his unwavering will to the extreme. Even when he couldn't move his arms and legs on his own, he kept fighting with the help of his comrades. The synergy between the portals and the magic threads made it a joy to watch and witness Asta beating Veto and refusing to succumb to despair. Some may say that his new demon form fits better, but I think fighting to the point where you can't run or swing a sword is more impressive. Coming in at number 9 is DEKU from My Hero Academia. My Hero Academia used to be the most popular anime at its time when it first started airing, and although the hype for it has died down quite a bit, the show is still pretty good. It was tough picking one fight to showcase DEKU beating the odds, but I think episode 4 in season 3 showed it the best. DEKU was literally up against someone who seemed to be a stronger version of himself. On paper, he should have lost easily, but when he was faced with saving a kid's life, he powered up. Even Muscular wondered how DEKU was still getting stronger, but he managed to literally surpass his limits and deliver a punch at 1,000,000%. At the cost of breaking his already broken arm, this show was hype. I don't care what anyone says. Coming in at number 8 is NATSU DRAGNEEL, Fairy Tail. Now here's a rather old one, Fairy Tail. This was a pretty popular show back in the day and was known for its characters beating impossible odds through the power of friendship. Literally. As we see in the fight against the second master of Fairy Tail, Master Hades, Hades has learned a lot of forbidden and lost magic that allowed him to raise demons to his aid. And under normal circumstances, he would have killed all members of Fairy Tail present. However, thanks to Loxus giving Natsu his remaining magical power, Natsu became a Fire Lightning Dragon Slayer and defeated Hades spectacularly. There were many moments in the series to choose from, but the moment that Natsu gained Loxus' power was too iconic, and I just couldn't help but mention it. Coming in at number 7 is KILLUA, Hunter x Hunter. Overcoming hurdles can mean more than defeating a powerful enemy. Sometimes it can be done by defeating your own weaknesses, like with KILLUA in Hunter x Hunter. When ambushed by Rammet, KILLUA was unable to bring himself to fight him due to the low odds of him winning. But when he was faced with protecting Gon from the monster, something clicked inside of him and literally ripped the fears out of his mind. A huge payoff to a plot point introduced around 80 episodes prior, overcoming his brother by removing the needle that was manipulating him for years. The scene where KILLUA stuns Ramit by ripping out the needle and then proceeded to mop the floor with him was insane. KILLUA truly did surpass his limits in multiple ways. Coming in at number 6 is Rin OKUMURA, Blue Exorcist. Rin's main weakness is his inability to use his powers in front of others, which severely limits him in fights. However, in his fight against Amaimon, he valued his friends' lives over his secret, even if it meant getting himself killed. This is a moment where the main character not only surpassed their physical limits, but their mental ones as well. He was so powerful that he even surprised Mephisto when he refused to let him rescue Amaimon, which was quite a nice sight to see his face after it. There were other moments like when he fought against Satan, but this moment was more of a fight against an enemy and himself, where he won both. Coming in at number 5 is Guts, from Berserk. Berserk is an amazing show, a classic, and is known for its amazing action and heart-wrenching moments. But let's look at Guts' fight against Grunbeld, Zod, and their apostles. This is one of the most iconic moments in Berserk, as after Guts is on the verge of death against one of the most formidable opponents he's ever faced, and he is given the Berserk armor. This armor put his life in mortal danger due to his wounds, but Guts is no stranger to that notion and dons the armor anyways. The scene after which showcases him defeating many apostles with ease, even cutting his way out of one's mouth, which should have killed him, and slices them into countless pieces. Coming in at number 4 is Kaneki Ken from Tokyo Ghoul. The scene where Kaneki goes through his full ghoul transformation was, and still is, one of the most iconic scenes in all of anime. After watching such gruesome torture, Kaneki is forced to come to terms with him becoming a full-fledged ghoul, and doing so completely bodies Yamori and gets his revenge on him by tenfold. Many people look at Tokyo Ghoul as being a show for edgy teens, but this scene is popular for a reason, and it would be a crime against anime not to put it on this list. Coming in at number 3 is Ichigo from Bleach. So, for this moment, Ichigo dies. Or so we thought. It seems even being shot through the heart and having a big gaping hole in your chest isn't enough to kill people these days. Even Okira was surprised that he was still able to move. But more so than that, he was surprised at the form that he took. Ichigo surpassed the known laws of how hollows worked and fused with his own hollow to gain his full hollow form. Something that Okira claimed was impossible. This form would go on to become one of Ichigo's strongest forms and defeat Okira. One of, if not, the most powerful Espada. Coming in at number 2 is Edward Elric from Full Metal Alchemist. Full Metal Alchemist has gone down as one of the highest rated anime of all time. And it kinda deserves it. There were so many moments to choose from, but the end of the show where Edward fights against the father takes the cake. In their long journey to get their bodies back, Edward finally got his real arm back, at the cost of his brother's soul returning to the truth. Edward did not let this shake him. His conviction to defeat the menace to humanity drove him to do exactly that. Edward overcame the most powerful being besides God in the universe, surpassing the limits of what humans are believed to be capable of. Before we get to the final spot, be sure to consider becoming a member of my channel. It really helps me out, and also gives you exclusive content and access to premium videos, just to say thank you for supporting me and the channel. And if you can't join due to country restrictions, but still want to help me, you can join through Patreon down in the description as well.
わってもいい。
貴様を殺す。
And number 1 goes to Gon, Hunter x Hunter. I rewatched all the scenes for each character on this list, but I ended up watching more than 2 episodes for 2 of them, those being Fullmetal Alchemist and Hunter x Hunter. This scene is so well done. It shows Gon, the bright-eyed, cheery, good-to-a-fault child, swell up with so much malice and power that he forces his body to age 20 years, and his aura to be on par with, or even exceed that of the Chimera Ant King. He also likely becomes the most powerful living thing on Earth at that point, and shows us that so much power isn't always a good thing. Sure, he surpasses his limits, but at the cost of shortening his lifespan and likely his own. This wasn't the Gon that we saw in the rest of the anime, and although he looked really cool and powerful, it wasn't right as well. I chose this one to be the last one because not only did he become so powerful, but the scene was just as powerful as he was. Gon surpassed his limits, just as the anime did. Pretty neat, huh? Looking at how so many characters beat the odds is a really empowering thing. And even if it may seem like it's done to death, I still get the chills when I see it's done right. To be honest, I think that's what an action anime is all about. Seeing characters overcome obstacles that we would think are impossible to climb. That's why shonen is so popular and why anime is known for the genre more than any other. But as we all know, there are a ton of moments that could have gone on this list. And if you know one that should have been included, be sure to mention it in the comment section down below. And as for now, I'll catch you later. See you in the next one.